joined by Roland Martin, a proud Texan who takes every opportunity to remind us of that, as well as host of the and managing editor of the Roland Martin Unfiltered show. Also with me is Dr. Brittney Cooper, professor of Africana Studies at Rutgers University, the author of the book Eloquent Rage, A Black Feminist Discovers Her Superpowers. And somebody, both of my guests put their thoughts into words so well. But Dr. Cooper, I'm going to start with you because the words on your shirt seem to be doing a lot of the talking today.
That's right. Juneteenth is an incredibly important commemoration in this country. We have to tell the truth about the fact that white Northerners and Southerners were not trying to let go of people held in bondage, and they really had to be forced by the military. It didn't just take war. It didn't even just take the military. It took an ultimate act of Congress in order to get these folks to recognize that they don't own the right to any human being. And so even though I'm a bit ambivalent this morning about what it means for, white folks to be out here wishing people a happy Juneteenth, because I grew up with this being a regional celebration in my local community in Louisiana, right next door to Texas, I definitely think it's important for the nation to acknowledge that there was not some singular clean event in which the North won the Civil War, the Union soldiers won the Civil War, and then every black person got free. That's absolutely not how this happened. And
Roland actually just sent me a little text thread about the history of these things. This was a complicated matter. Jim Clyburn told me earlier, he said, not 100% sure that it wasn't deliberate, that people took all their, as much time as they could to let people know that slavery has ended or was ending. But Roland, 14 Republicans did not see fit to vote in favor of this holiday, which I would imagine, given that it was all those years ago, we've settled what the issue is. Many of these Republicans that are on the screen right now, including the former Surgeon General, the White House doctor, Ronnie Jackson, Paul Gosar, the conspiracy theorist, Mo Brooks, some of them said that they took issue with the name of it, calling it an independence holiday, and that confuses things with July 4th. Seems like a little semantics to me.
It is, and actually, if you put that back up, I need to show you something,
please.
because you simply said 14 Republicans. If you look at it, Alabama, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas. Sure, you got Arizona, California, Wisconsin in there, but you have to understand, these are also Republicans who represent Confederate states, okay? You cannot ignore that reality. What you're also dealing with, sure, they want to say, oh, you put independence in, and what the hell do they thought it was? And so what Juneteenth, when enslaved people of African descent in Texas found out, but it wasn't until the passage of the 13th Amendment, and then it was ratified by 2/3 of the states in December, when chattel slavery, and see, we got to stop saying slavery, chattel slavery, because after chattel slavery ended, you still had slavery without shackles with Jim Crow. It lasted 92 years. The reason why this is important, I'm a native Texan, and I got to give props to State Representative Al Edwards, who passed away last year. He was the father of Juneteenth in Texas, because what people need to understand, especially black people who are like, oh, I'm not sure about this federal holiday. Those of us in Texas, we use this day as Freedom Day. We use it for voter education. We use it for voter registration. So we were celebrating Juneteenth while still fighting for various laws. This day does not somehow just stop all of that. And so this is a check mark. And this is where anybody should be saying, we're going to fight for the George Floyd Justice Act. We're going to keep fighting against for police reform. We're going to be fighting for voting rights. And so I don't believe that this somehow is separate. And sure, Republicans voted for it. But now we get to look them in the eye and say, if you voted for this day to recognize freedom, then you should be fighting for the very issues that black folks were fighting for then and now. And so this doesn't change the game. This simply gives us renewed effort to say we will fight for what's ours.